On today's episode of Business Inspired GY, we're speaking with Hardiel Dubé, the Chief Executive Officer of Caribbean Motor Spares, one of the leading spare parts dealers in the country. Who is Hardiel Dubé?
Well, firstly, let me express also thank you to the team at Business Inspire for having me. Hardiel Dubé is like any other normal Guyanese. I was born from two very, very beautiful souls, Sandra and Vinod of Bartik. I'm actually Bartitian by nature growing up, and I spent most of my time there with schooling. My parents, I'm still so much indebted to them for teaching me all of or most of the lessons that would help me to overcome many challenges in life. But at the age of about 14, my parents had to make a change to send me to schooling in Georgetown. And it was because at that moment my passion had started to build as it relates to getting really enthusiastic about the automotive industry and how vehicle works. And they themselves had a small business where they would usually truck fuel to the interior locations. And every single time I get home from school in the afternoons, I just drop my school bag, change my clothing, and in the garage with the guys learning, wanting to learn. And I could not have waited until holiday season to go with them to see what it's like. Very adventurous, but that's where it all started. After schooling, I became a banker. I worked for Scotiabank for about 6 years, and that taught me so much. One of the things that stood out for me in that arena was, how to appreciate good customer service, how to give good customer service, and I think that set a strong platform for what we're experiencing now from Caribbean Motor Spares. But that's where it all started. The journey was fueled, by the need and the desire to want to offer impeccable customer service, a wide variety of products. And I've seen the gap in the market that, a lot of the competitors are just comfortable doing one thing over and over, and the innovation was somewhat lacking. And I think that is where we hit it off as a company. My family life is very much grounded in strong principles and disciplines, and the fact that I'm also a practicing priest, Hindu priest, my family is very closely knitted in values and worship and respectability, because I'm also coming from a Pandit family background as well. So a lot of the values were taught to us from a very small age. Like everybody else, I'm not the best father, but I know that I'm always there. And it's because I see always room for improvement. I love my kids, and I always try to make them priority as they are, and spend as much time with them, not also neglecting the other side of me, which is my passion to serve and to fuel this business.
Legacy businesses are usually started by families and are identified by the family name or something reflective of the family. In your case, Pandit and Sons. What was responsible for the name change?
As we grew rapidly, I soon realized that every other business in the country is about the person behind the business. The fact that we have also outgrown what Pandit was or who Pandit is would somewhat limit the business and would somehow create not a negative but a very limited image of the business. Because of the growth of the plan of growth that we have, the name had to be shifted. We've outgrown the name. We've outgrown the vision that the name could have given us, or that we could have provided for that name. When we established Caribbean Motor Spares, it speaks of a wider reach, a wider volume, a wider range, and the image is created not only at a local level, but at a national level as well, and even regional.
The auto spare parts industry in Guyana is a very competitive one. What sets Caribbean Motor Spares apart from the others?
In Caribbean Motor Spares, even on the doors of our new branch, you will see fuel your journey, serve your passion. That is like my inner motto that I have, and serving my passion means what I love to do, and it transcends to all ends of the business, because it started first with outlining our vision of who we want to be, where we would like to position ourselves in the country, and I think that, you know, the vision has been transcended to all of and every single employee, and they understand where we're heading as a company. But getting back to what you were asking, is the fact that I know that this is what I love to do. I do not see it as work. I see it as, you know, enjoying myself being here to serve the customers and to serve my passion.
What are some of the challenges you have dealt with and continue to deal with?
One of the greatest challenge that I have had to overcome, and surprisingly, it is not competition. The strongest challenge I've had to overcome over the past years was finding enough time, or, you know, getting enough time to spend with my family, to spend with my siblings, and to reach out to every person that may have a function that I need to attend. That is my biggest challenge. The competition, we have dealt with it, we are working, it's a continuous process, but I believe as a company we have saturated in the Guyana market really well, and consumers out there, they expect what we are offering, and they have learned to adjust. They have also become so comfortable with the level of service that we offer. It just keeps them coming back.
2 Saturdays ago, you opened your second location with plans and train for a third. What was that experience like for you, knowing where you started?
That experience is, for me, is beyond what words can achieve, and what words can say rather. And I'll tell you why. At the start of the business, I knew that we were going to get to a lot of places. I knew that we were going to touch many lives. But when I stood in front of the audience and I spoke about Caribbean Motor Spares, all of the memories from the very beginning, from the 2 o'clock in the mornings, the 3 o'clock in the mornings that we will finish working, that I will finish doing my regular studies on the automotive industry, all of that keep flashing back through my mind, and you know, it felt so rewarding to know that this is where I have gotten, and my hard work and labor and late nights and, you know, missing many meals really paid off.
Why franchises?
The reason I decided on doing that is because as a distributor countrywide, that's who we are. It is important that we magnify and we extend by the farthest the reach of our products. It gets in the hands of all, if not all, every consumer, and what happened as a result of that is that it minimizes to some extent the risk that we shoulder as a company. Soon we will have the Georgetown branch in operation that is under franchising, and you know, but however, it is yet another opportunity for customers to experience our service, for customers to purchase our brands, and what it will do eventually is that it will lend to the Guyana market only knowing the brands that we import.
Talking about brands, in Guyana we buy
One of the things that we have done is that we provide not only a stock of parts, but we also have the ability to import on special orders parts that we may not have in stock. What we have done, however, is that we continue to innovate and broaden the range of product lines and brands. so that customers can really benefit. They have price points or pricing points that they can reach to. And the fact that we are a distributor company, we work directly with the manufacturers. So it's, we obviously are able to offer better pricing to the customers out there, which makes it more easier for them to operate their vehicle and to bring comfort and, relaxation of the mind to them.
In Guyana, we tend to buy certain brands of vehicles because of the accessibility of parts and costs. What impact has Caribbean Motor Spares been able to make in this regard?
Well, that is a very interesting question, and I'll tell you what, our ability to provide impeccable customer service, that is outstanding for us. Our ability to cross-reference and find, solutions to the many customers, find solutions for the many customers that we have. The fact that we train our partners that we work with. We invest heavily in our staffing to ensure that they are at a level of professionalism as well. They operate at that level of professionalism. And generally, because it is our desire to provide a very, very wide range of products and not have customers limited to one kind and one type of product. I think that sets us apart from the competitors, by miles.
What would you attribute your successes to?
Well, first of all, my success has to be attributed to my wife. I think that she has been phenomenal by my side, very understanding, very, very supportive, a fantastic team. My team, the team works, from morning to night. They really don't complain. My suppliers are, overseas, they understand my vision. They see the prospects in us as a company. They see where we're going as a company, and they are very strongly, standing strongly by our side to support us. And the fact that they see the work that we're putting in, our marketing people, our marketing team, they have been doing phenomenal as it relates to getting the brands out there, building customer response and traction. But overall, I have to, express gratitude to every single person that has formed some amount of experience in my life that I've learned from. Because that, at the end of the day, the little bits and pieces, when you put them together, they are really what shapes, they are really what creates, the experience to help you to change, to help you to get better as an individual. My partnership and alignment with Action Coach is now about 4 years old, and all that I can tell you is that it was a step that I've never regretted taking as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. They have pushed us, to get us where we have to be, where we would need to be. And I have a strong business coach that always holds me to very strict timelines. And I think that any business that has that driving force behind them really manifests the results that they ought to, or they should. So I think Action Coach has been a very good step, for us taking as a company, because it has really transformed the vision. It has really aligned us to think outside of the box.
Where do you see Caribbean Motor Spare Parts in the next 5 years?
Caribbean Motor Spares is in the next 5 years is always going to align itself with the vision we set out to be the leading distributor of auto parts in Guyana. Within the next 5 years, that's where we will continue to strive to be. The fact that we are establishing branches, even through franchising, I think that that is in alignment with our goals. I'm even having conversations with outside prospects for regional establishment. And it's amazing how, when you position yourself as a company the flow that starts and the interest that hits you really transforms how everything else, is put into place.
What advice would you give persons contemplating starting their own businesses?
For any young individual starting the business, any business, one of the things that stand out for me is make sure that it's your passion. Make sure it is something that you will still love doing 10 years down the line. Make sure it is something that you feel rewarded at the end of every day doing. Make sure that it is something that can also start working for you as you make your investment. And finally, make sure that it is something that can develop your personal life every step of the way, grow you into being a transformational human being, helping you to put yourself in others' shoe so that you see their position, you see their dilemma, their difficulty, you see their success story, and you're driven by that.